Well, it's been about a month since Grandpa's pond has been stocked, and so here I am. It's only been stocked once, while the other ponds have received multiple stockings, so I don't understand why a pond this big is only receiving half as much as the smaller ponds. My guess, which is kind of a bad thought, is that they're really just stocking the pond so that the larger bass here, if there's 3-pound bass, something like that, have something to eat over the winter. Otherwise, it doesn't really make sense for a huge pond to receive so few trout. There's quite a lot of rocks close to shore, and I've already broken off on one of them. So just letting you know, if you come out here and you're using something like a spinnerbait, keep it high in the water column, especially when you're getting closer to shore. It looks like about 20 feet out, some rocks are there. I can feel it every now and then bumping. You can see this is the type of fishing that you have at Grandpa's pond. You have to just find an opening. There's more on the other side away from the park, which is where I'm heading for. You can see there's a lot of people at the pier today. That's kind of nice. I just hope that they catch something, especially since there's a lot of kids there. The guy I was talking to indicated that they hadn't caught anything yet, but I didn't ask how long they were there. Since the water's quite stained, I'm using the orange rooster tail again. There should be just over 500 trout that was stocked in here, but that was a month ago. I didn't bring any power bait, so I've got a earthworm and a power bait honey worm on this double drop shot rig. We'll see if it produces anything while I'm doing this. I just want to see if I even get a tap on it. Now that I think about it, the orange is a nice color, but I think I'm going to go with a little more thump. Switch to a Panther Martin, or actually I'll switch to a big Meps. I like the MEPS for this type of situation where I want to make it go slow so that the fish can find it, and then likewise still not sink to the bottom because I know that there's rocks down there that's going to take my spinnerbait, and you can see it's just barely moving along. So it works well for that situation. Oh, there we go. Look at that. I didn't get skunked in Grandpa's pond this time. That's a good size one too. Let me go get my pliers. So I was just slowly working my double drop shot rig. It hit the honeyworm on the bottom. Not sure if it's because it was a honeyworm or if because it was chartreuse colored. Either way, I have my first fish for the season out of Grandpa's pond. Let's see. Hold on, calm down. And we're looking at 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, just a little over 12. I'm not sure if you could see that, but it's a nice fish. So there it is. There's my fish at Grandpa's pond. Let's go ahead and let him go. Bye-bye. So moving it seemed to work. And also changing location seemed to work since it's a smaller or a larger pond. So I think what I'll do is put this away and just focus on the double drop shot rig, maybe switch it all to honeyworms. All right, so I'm going to just start on this side again. Oh, actually, I'm going to go back to where I was just in case I was in a hole that had others. You could see you have to fish between these reeds. Well, this is supposed to be a short day out. Really glad that I caught a trout early on. Wasn't here very long. Ended up spending quite a bit of time talking with somebody. See, the pier appears to be empty right now, so I'm going to see if I can catch a trout from there, just to see whether or not it's worthwhile for anyone to come here if they have any kids or anything like that. So you can fish from the shore if you're mobile, but I'd like to see if you can catch from there. Nobody was catching anything in the time I was here, which was probably about 20 minutes from to walk around to get to this spot. All right, so it looks like a pretty hefty slope. So if you're in a wheelchair, that could be a little harder. Kind of nice that they have this little lower section. I guess that's for people in a wheelchair. So the people that were here were just bait soaking. So I'm guessing any scent that they have is going down that way, and probably why they don't catch much, because there's a lot of current from there. Wow, that's a lot of current. It's moving my 1/8 ounce sinker, so I'm going to change that up. I usually don't fish from the pier, so I can leave it to anyone that's not comfortable fishing from the bank. But since there's nobody here fishing, I'm going to try. So from the other side, I was right around that area, and I caught the fish probably around there. I was using a 1/8 ounce weight, and it wasn't moving other than when I moved it. You could see this, it's still trying to move down even though it's 3/16 of an ounce. My gut instincts say that the fish are going to be this direction, away from the current, just because why would they want to burn all that energy staying in place? But at the same time, trout are known to stay in rivers where they're always in current, but then they do have rocks and things to hide behind over there, so not really sure. We're going to try next to shore a little bit. I'm going to work my way towards the shoreline just because they can be that close. They were on the other side, and current might even be easier for them there. A lot of rocks there. Okay. So, no luck at the pier. Let's cast one more on this side, next to the shoreline. Yeah, there's little stones that I can feel. Well, I think I'm going to call it a day. You can see this pond's a really nice looking pond, standing next to some drain that the pond goes into. But it's a nice big pond, nice background landscape, and it's just a harder pond to catch any fish just because they don't really have a lot of trout stocked here. But as long as you're okay with that and you're aware, I think this is a good place to go.